Okay, so welcome back. Today I'm going to show you. The latest day we were working on trying to build OpenCode Electron app from source code, which is what I'm using. I also found like a bug around here, and yeah. So basically now what I'm going to do is to wait a second, let me play some music in the background so that they can. So basically now what I want to do is something similar. I want to end up fixing this thing, and yeah. So this is going to be working as expected, I guess. Um, live nodes. Let me do E06, and this is going to be episode 6, which is improve. Let's try to improve. Let's try to improve OpenCode Electron app so that it finally allows us to fork sessions. Okay, so basically I have the notes on how to build this thing from from episode 5, but we could maybe quick build open nodes. So no need to dependencies. No need to get the source code because we already know how to do that. No need to do any band prerequisite. So this is how this is done in practice. And this is the back from the other day. So for now, we're going to focus on on this thing. So I'm going to show you. So last day, I continue our episode 5, and look, I tried the fork to new session option, and it works slightly different than expected. The message, which is the one where you click on fork, the message that is used to make the fork is used in the old conversation session. It should be the new conversation session instead. I told OpenCode to fix it, and it fixed it. Then I told it to do an squash, so squash the 2 latest commits, and now we have just have a nice matches here, and now we have one commit that fixes this. Okay, so there's another version around here. Let's see what the version fixes. Where the hell is this? So releases. So I'm not sure. Look at that, 1.14.33. So this one we already saw it yesterday. There was anything related to sessions, and here we don't have any session stuff. Yeah. So now we want to improve. So we already have a working feature for OpenCode Electron app. So we need to make sure that the new option also works in the Towery version 1 OpenCode app, and that the commit follows OpenCode contribution guidelines, and that the create APR so that it's merged. Okay, so that's what we want to do today. Okay, so make sure that the new option also works in the Tauri version 1 OpenCode app. Okay, so from OpenCode, so this is the Electron app. It's not the latest one, and yeah, and maybe we should write down the OpenCode bugs, because otherwise I'm going to forget about them. So let's write here a new text. So OpenCode bugs.md. Let's use capital letters so that we can take a look at this real quick. So OpenCode bugs. We're going to write down this one regarding a new conversation, so that we have it here. So this is in Electron OpenCode app. Okay, so this is OpenCode bugs. Okay, and let's put the date so that we know more or less when we have done this thing. And now we're going to write down the other bug. So Electron OpenCode app. So that's not update. So this is found in, I think it's the same version. So it's 1.14.31. 1.14.31. So Electron OpenCode app, when clicking in update, so just the update, it does not update the app. This happens probably in Tauri version 1 OpenCode app. Okay, so that's the other bug that we have around here. So this is from today, which is the 3rd of May. So that's nice to have. And now let's focus on 6 options. So I want to make sure that this can be run. I mean, now I would fork this thing, but I cannot fork it because there's no option in this version of OpenCode, if you know what I mean. So yeah. So what I was saying, I would fork this conversation so that I don't pollute this with this thing. Maybe the latest comment. Maybe a new session. How do I run Tauri version 1 OpenCode app from source code? Or am I supposed to build it? Because I want to test this new feature. You normally run it from source in dev mode first. You only need a full build for distribution binaries. For Atari version 1 app, the usual flow is install prerequisite, Rust toolchain, Node.js thing, this and that, run in development. Oh my god. I don't know if I want to do all of this. Yeah. So requisites for Tauri version 1 app. I mean, actually, if you think about it, I was already running this thing before, but yeah. So basically, what it's telling to us is to install Rust app, then npm, and then some dependencies, which I'm not sure if this is actually needed. And then we can do the npm install. Let's try this thing for now and see what it tells us. Okay, so what are the and packages for the what are the packages for Debian 13? So that I think it's this ones here's the ones that I want to have. So I guess that this is something like this. Hopefully that's good enough. Let's see. Because I want to test the focus session thing in, you know, in both the classical desktop thing and the other one. I mean, I don't want to have all of this in this installation, but anyways. If it's too big or whatever, I would create a new distro box thing and that's it. So what else do we have around here? Yeah, then we have npm install and then run this thing. So this is npm install, which is supposed to work like that. Test run. So run Tauri version 1 OpenCode App from source code. Okay, so oh my god, too many packages in order to build this thing. I mean, there are two packages that maybe are not needed at all, but you know, if they are there, it's because of something. You know what I mean? So again, what we are doing today is make sure that the new option for fork onto a new session also works in the Tauri version 1 OpenCode app, that the commit follows OpenCode contribution guidelines, and that we create a pull request so that this is merged, because I don't want to maintain OpenCode just for this thing. Okay, so let's wait for this to be downloaded. So maybe we can start working on the on here. So this is the latest iteration on this thing, and I want to tell it something regarding it. So first of all, let's take a look at what the commit did. So the commit modifies two files, and so one of them, it's doing okay. So packages app source pages session, okay, and packages UI src components message part tsx, and it does a lot of stuff. Okay, so the question is this enough for you know, for what we want to do? I guess so. But look at that, failed to fork session. This is not, I am not sure if this is right. UI fork message. Okay, let's focus on this and see what it comes from this. So I'm going to say here, in order to use the fork message, in order to fork, you are using this thing here. You are using this thing. So OpenCode, wait a second. No. This thing and this thing. You are using, so in order to use label fork tooltip, you're using fork message, which is however, in the same text you are hard coding. Where the hell is this? However, in the same commit you are hard coding this thing here, which is failed to fork a session. Can you improve it so that it's i3 ideally you should be using whatever message that the CLI version, same code base, is using. Then commit your changes. So this, we are going to do this thing in build mode, and at the same time this is installing packages. That way we don't waste time waiting for all of this. So exploring two searches. failed to fork session, this and that. And now it's running the app. Let's see the patch. Look at that, command request failed. So there is a command request failed thing. I replace a hardcoded failed to fork session with a localized message using this thing. Note in those code base, UI currently uses a hard-coded English failure string in its toast path, so there isn't a shared CLI to reuse directly. Using common requests failed keeps the app behavior fully localized and consistent with other apps errors. Okay, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Let's open a new so wait a moment, we are working with B07. Let's open a new terminal here so that it's much better to work with. So what I want to be doing here is to use this thing and create a new branch. So wait, no, the new branch from here, which is going to be create branch feature electron message fork session version 2, and now we can cherry pick these two commits in here, version 2. So now in version 2, if we reload, we should see version 2. My god, there has a lot of commits in here. We can merge these two commits in here. So we're going to do it manually because so rebase ahead to, but not here, but in the actual place. So this is going to be squashed, and now we can have only one commit for this thing. And from the I think that from the point of view of this session is the same thing. So DistroBox, where the hell is this? So the DistroBox thing has already finished to install packages, so that's nice. And once we install packages, we are supposed to be able to run npm install in here somewhere. So npm install, let's see what happens. So now I'm going to run entirely from source code. Okay, so let's build this thing. So let me tell it let me tell this thing. So I have already run this thing successfully. Okay, successfully. So, I have already run this thing successfully. What else? Please run npm install in the project as you suggested and fix as you need in order for this step to work. Then document in an inline markdown what was actually needed, because I need to document it. Yeah. So hopefully it knows where it needs to be running npm install, which is in OpenCode directory itself. You know what I mean? Look at that, install dependencies. Yeah, that's where the error comes. This is ban version. Install dependencies using ban package manager. Okay, so what failed? This and that. Why? Ban install. But I already dependencies resolve and install. Install additional ban install, but I don't understand this thing. So I should be using ban install instead of npm install, and then I would be able to run npm run Tauri dev. Have I understood it properly? Clarifying. Yes, in this repo use ban install, not npm install. For running dev, use repos ban script not. Given that packages, what you need to be running is run desktop. Wait a minute. So here we need to do ban install, and then it tells us to run this thing, which I'm going to double check if it's the same thing as we did the other day. So this is the quick build. Let me open this thing on the top so that it's easier to reason about. So here on the top, we're going to have these Electron app nodes, and this is what we're supposed to be running for Tauri version 1, but I'm not sure if this is the first one. So again, on the top is the Electron one. So what? Look at that. Optionally run the app with ban run dev desktop. Okay, so I'm wondering. So let's discuss this thing. Okay, I already use ban run dev desktop to run Electron-based OpenCode app. I actually want to run Tauri version 1 OpenCode app. Let's see. Hopefully it understands how the hell to do this. By the way, I have two chats, but okay, this one I can close it. I had a chat for an old video. You are right to call this out, and I checked the repo. The current OpenCode desktop source is Tari version 2, not version 1. This and that, this and that. So from this source tree, the Tari app command now is this one here, not npm whatever. If you specifically need Tari version 1 OpenCode, we need to check out an older commit. Okay, so this is Tari version 2. That's how it works. No, wait a second. Tari version 2. Okay, so running will allow me to use Tari version 2 OpenCode app. Have I understood it correctly? Yes, exactly right. That's what I actually want to do. So it's not version 1, it's version 2. I didn't know that this was requisites for version 2. So maybe the requisites for Tari version 2 are different than these ones. I don't know. Anyways, now we have a nice comment here. So what I understand is that even if this is based on npm, given the fact that this is using ban, this should be using with ban. So that's what it is. When someone tells you use npm, you have to tell it, okay, this is an npm project, then use that instead. Okay, so let's try this thing and see what happens. Failed to run cargo metadata, this and that. Oh my god. So let's use build. Please run this thing and fix as needed, so please run this thing as needed, so that this works. This runs as expected. Document what it was actually needed in an inline markdown, because I need to document it. Write what it was actually needed in an inline markdown, because I need to document it. Fix, rerun. So let's build so that it can make changes. And now it's going like that. Run, it has the error, and I don't have to deal with the error again and again. And it's going to do it by itself. And then it's going to document what the hell it needs in order to be running this thing with Rust. And again, I think that it's either the project lacks documentation or I lack reading the documentation in order to do so. You know what I mean? So ban install. Let's see how this goes. Sets Rust stable. Rust app default stable. Oh. Setting up Rust. So whenever it ends, we will be able to check what the hell is running in here. And then hopefully we can check that this is working on Tari version 2 desktop too. So, setting up Rust. Rust app. So the first command is going to be Rust app default stable, and okay. So this, the way I say this is installing the the Rust development environment, if you wish, because it's downloading cargo, which is meant to build packages. Rust C is the Rust compiler. This Rust format in order to format the stuff, Rust docs in order to create documentation, I guess. And this is based on a stable AMD 64 if you want. So setting up Rust takes a long time, but I think this is working as expected, unless yeah, but where the hell do we check any of this? Row messages. Let's go to the old one, the latest one. Recent and encrypted content. Okay, look at that. We might be able to check what's going on here. Waiting for your front-end dev server to start on. Okay, so I guess that the front-end server, dev server is going to start. You know what I mean? Downloading baseline. Waiting for your front-end dev server to start. What the hell is downloading in here so much? Fetch. Wait a second. What the hell is this? 1 second, please. Okay, so I'm back. So look what has opened on my left window. This is the Tory app thing. So wait a second. So this is not base, so this is 1.14.31, which is the source code that I'm used. But this is supposedly, this is not the Electron app. So how do I know what? This, I don't know how to distinguish one from the other, but yeah. So this is working, so I'm going to close this so that the main OpenCode knows that, you know, that this has run perfectly. So now it documents what it's needed to do, which is this one here. Rest app default stable, package desktop, and that's it. So it wasn't so so this is going to be like rest install. So rest app default stable. Okay, and then Tauri version 2 OpenCode from source code. It's that comment. Let's double check. That's the right comment that this has tried to use. That's right. So now I can run this thing myself and test the new functionality to see if the fork stuff works as expected. Okay, so yeah, let's close this thing for now, and I'm going to try to run this thing from from the CLI. So it's DistroBox. We are in P07 OpenCode. We're going to run this thing. And let's see how it goes. Compile and save in that and the other one. Test OpenCode. Hopefully this is the one that I actually want to be testing, because right now, yeah, package desktop Tari dev, it's not the same thing as we were testing before. So again, what we are going to see here is the Tori version 2 OpenCode app with the improvement. So I'm going to open the project regarding the hello world, because why not? Let's see if it finds out any conversations or whatever. It does not, so let's plan for now. Let's tell it GPT 5.3. So explore the project and tell me what it's about in plan mode. So that way we have some stuff. So around here we can see the fork message. And now I'm seeing that this is translating. SVG explore hello.c in more detail. So explore hello.c in more detail. More details. I meant to say. So this and that, whatever. This works. So now now we're going to test this fork stuff. So let's fork, and fork seems to work. Yeah, so we have all the history and we have the text here on the bottom just in case we want to reuse it. So this is working as expected. So now I can tell that it also works in here. So Tauri version 2 version check has been completed. Check. So Tauri version 2 fork onto a new session seems to work as expected. And I'm not going to test the CLI version. So now we want the commit to follow, to follow the OpenCode guidelines or whatever. So I'm going to close this development OpenCode build. So now I'm going to open the Electron version, which is an unstable version. And let me move this around here. And what we're going to do with it is make sure that the commit follows whatever. Maybe not, because if the commit is commit should follow OpenCode contribution guidelines. But yeah, we're going to check. We're going to check that. So fork message to a new session. We have make some improvements. So I want to learn about how new commits for OpenCode should be done. Contribution, guidelines, and similar. Explore the offline code base, the latest 10 commits, excluding wait a minute, where the hell are we? So this is version 2. Exclude the very last one. Exclude the very last one. And a bit of online documentation. Then modify as needed so that the changes follow that contribution guidelines, and commit those changes. So I don't want to learn about how OpenCode, how you're supposed to contribute code to OpenCode. Wait a second. Terminated? What the hell is this? The first time I got the terminated thing. Here, update our label. Revert message, resend. Why it has said aborted? That's very strange. Maybe I had an internet connection error. Web fetch. Okay, so web fetch seems to have an error. So I have taught it to search a bit of online documentation. So look at that, OpenAI docs. So it's going to check the latest commits. That's something that we can do manually, like core generate, which I think it's something that I see it quite often, this code generate thing, which I'm not sure what it's supposed to be doing. Yeah, I don't know. And as you can see here, there's this thing regarding. So I wonder if these are pull requests. These numbers are pull requests or issues. It's probably pull request, even if updated batch list, it's not like that. So let's read up. Let's try to remove this thing. Let's read up what this is about. So explore this and that. I reviewed the contribution expectation and aligned the branch with them, then committed a focus fixed. White I checked if offline get line sync attributing.md, commit PR convention, small focus changes, verification expectations. Yeah, that's something that I need to double check. Recent commits instead from the latest commits before the current head. That's right. Line docs contributed, which is the same thing. So what I change in packages app src pages session .tsx, I remove the fallback path that brought synthetic error and routed through fail. Replace it with a direct localized error toast, show toast. This keeps the fallback message, this and that, and consistent with this validation successfully. There is a related modified file in your worktree, bindings.ts, that I did not stage or commit. Okay, so this is probably some afterthought of the building, so of the build. So before doing anything else, I'm going to check this feature. So let's double check. So this is the OpenCode Electron app. Let's double check it for now to see how it behaves, how it forks stuff. So let's run the Electron app for now. Let's see if the fork still works as suspected. So I think that the verification stuff, I should not tell about it because it will already check those up with with actions, with GitHub actions. So we will see how it goes. Okay, so now we've got this open code in development version. This is an Electron app, and we want to test if this is working as expected or not. So explore tell me what the project is about. And this is the original one. So we're going to fork this thing. So explore hello C in more detail. Let's just say that we want to plan this thing up, and this should work as expected. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's very similar. So this is working as expected. So I should also test the Tori version 2 thing to see if it works as expected. I think it's going to work as expected, but you never know. So byte build. So I wonder if the Electron and the Tori version 2 are actually the same thing, but the Electron puts the app somewhere else. So yeah. Oh, some warnings in here. Now let's see if this builds, if this runs as expected. Um, so let's fork this thing, and I've seen that it always says fork number 1. Is this to be expected or not? Because if this is not to be expected, yeah, I think this is working as expected. I'm doing build. I did not need to run build in here. In any case, let's explore this thing. So when I have a conversation title, I always have title fork 1. Oh, 1 second. What's the exactly how this called fork? And it's with, yeah. So I have. So this is, I always have conversation. So when I have a session title, conversation title, I always have conversation title. If I fork several times the conversation, I get this thing again and again instead of having and so on. So is this something that it's that the is this something that our commit is not doing properly, or is it something that the fork onto a new session feature from the CLI interface already did, and we should not take care of it? If it's a problem of ours, only in the case that it's a problem of ours, please fix it and commit it. Because yes, so again, I get in fork 1, and I'm not sure if this is the expected way of doing this thing or not. Investigation, the title, assignment, searching for function usage. Explain in the back. Great observation. I checked the code path and this is not introduced by our commit. The fork title generated bucket session logic at this thing. It currently does this and that. And get fork title only increments it. The parent title already has a fork n. Oh. Yeah. No. We don't want to fix that. So apparently what it says is that if I fork this thing, if I fork from here, let's say I fork from here, I get the fork 3. So I fork from here. If I fork from here, it's also going to be fork 3. So this is working as expected because it already worked like that. So now I would like to forget about this and fork it, but they don't have the feature. So we're going to work with this. So okay, so now I'm going to tell OpenCode to create a pull request for me. So create a pull request message according to the community guidelines that summarizes our changes, our intent, and our test with the comments we have used. Save it as name of the commit pr.txt in the project root, not inside of the OpenCode source code, but just below it. Because in this P07 thing, we are actually working like that. We are actually the OpenCode source code is not here. It's inside of here in the OpenCode directory. You know what I mean? So save it as name of the commit PR. Let's see. Hopefully it's not going to create a pull request using my GitHub whatever. I just want the text. Yeah, no, God. I meant you to use the name of the commit and then pr.txt, not name of the commit pr verbatim. Rename the file you have just created accordingly. I mean, I could rename this thing. No, this thing it's going to rename it for me because I don't want to do that. Okay, fit session at message level fork action pr.txt. Nice. So now we have a PR which I'm going to highlight as Markdown, which is in here. Closes issue number whatever. So summary, add the passage, this and that, intent, verifications, come and run, type checks, manual validation performed, use function from a system name, confirm this. When the select message prompt is applied to the new session prompt scope, confirm fork failure, fallbacks. Wait a second. Look at that. It's not highlighted. So now I'm going to fork this thing. Yes, it's highlighted here. If I do like this, what's going on here? Why isn't this highlighted? Is this a problem for me? So basically what I understand is if this is not the first message and I fork into a new session, it works. But if I try to fork the very first message, this works. But no longer works. What's going on here? Huh. Wait a second. That might be something that we want to fix. But it's very subtle. Why it doesn't work? So it's always is it always the first one? No, it's not. So it's only in the case that there's only one message and one reply. Okay, that might be it. One message and one reply. One message and two replies. Let's use... What is this programming? Hello, Chief Tech. I'm programming a fork into a new session for fork. I mean, maybe I should be removing many of them and building OpenCode. OpenCode is an app that I mean, OpenCode is a TUI, but it also has a GUI, an app, which currently I'm using for Linux, and it can be improved, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. So this is what it's called an Electron-based OpenCode. Okay, and so the feature that I'm working on is fork into a new session. So fork into a new session is working on the TUI version, but is not working on the Electron app. So if you take a look at here, there's a new button which is fork onto a new session. By the way, I haven't changed where the hell is this? I haven't changed the language, so let me change that real quick. In the so now you have fork to new session option in the OpenCode app, which was not there before. So now I'm a bit concerned, because if I have a text with only one message and one reply and I fork it, it works. Wait a second. And if I fork this thing from here, it no longer works. So I'm not sure how to to explain this thing. So maybe I can try to, try to write it down, and then once it's written down, I can give it to OpenCode in order to fix it. This is new to me. I just started learning Python. Yeah. So this thing, we don't need it. Commit should follow OpenCode. Yeah, that's okay. So this has been already done, and then it's small back about sessions not being focused. focused. So basically, I'm going to just do this thing just real quick so that you understand, and I will keep going on with development. So basically, you have where the hell is this? So this is you. Wait a second. This is you, so you're a human, hopefully, and not a. Wait a second. Where the hell is this? Okay, so you are a human, a male human, apparently. So you're a human, and then you use ChatGPT, which you might heard about it. So you use ChatGPT, and you say something like, please write me hello world.py, and then this is run inside of Google Chrome, Firefox, or whatever. Okay, so what you do is you get the hello world.py, and then you do download in here. Okay, so you download from browser, you save it somewhere in your computer. So this is your PC with RAM and so on. So this is your PC. Let's do, this is your PC. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is your keyboard. This is a keyboard, and this is keyboard in here, and this is your screen, which shines. This is your screen. So basically, you interact with ChatGPT so that it helps you to learn Python or whatever. Okay, then Google Chrome, Firefox, you interact with this thing, and you download from the browser the hello world, and then you test it. Then you test the actual thing. Okay, so there are some tools which can be called agent. So this is the thing. There are new tools that can be called agents. They can be called tools, assistant. So you've got several types of tools. They can be text UI, text user interface, or TUI. It can be a graphical user interface, or GUI. And usually GUI, it's the same thing as app. Okay, so what these tools do is that they are running inside of the computer. So these tools can be run inside of your computer. So they are finding here. So what the tools do is they talk to the GPT model, which is what runs behind ChatGPT. Okay, so basically ChatGPT, it's going to talk to GPT under the hood, even if you don't know about that. And here's the GPT model. So this might be GPT 5.3 or whatever. Okay. So what happens is that these tools can talk directly to your GPT model. So the features are talk to GPT model, where the hell, directly. Okay. And create files, modify files, run commands. So this is what these tools do inside of your computer. Okay, so if you ask me, what are the tools that you can use in order to do so? So, agentic, let's call this thing AI local AI tools. AI agent. I'm going to say agent, but it's a bit confusing if it's agent or not. So AI agent tools. You have Codex app from OpenAI. You've got Claude Code from Anthropic. Anthropic. And you've got OpenCode, which is open source. And there are more tools. Okay, there are more tools, but for now, let's say that only these three tools exist. So these are the tools that, yeah. So AI agents tools explanation. So that's it. So OpenCode, it's a tool that it's run from your computer that lets you talk to the GPT model directly and have a ChatGPT-like conversation, and it helps you to create files, modify files, and run commands without you to do. So basically, the agents are running behind the scenes, right? Now, the agents is the old, the agents is the new stuff. So you can, it's right that you can use OpenCode to run agents, but I haven't been able to do so yet. I haven't explored that. What I have explored is that I can use this tool in order to plan, which means do not make any change, or to build, which means, okay, now you can do changes. So usually you plan what you want to do, you make sure the LLM understands what you want to do, and then with build, you get it to do some stuff like modify files or commit or whatever. You can check my old videos to see how I use this thing, or maybe right now, or maybe newer videos. The thing is that this is running here. You see what's going on. Let me bring the other open code. So this is the development one, which I'm trying to make this new fork to a new session feature to work on, to work properly. And this is the traditional one. This is the package that you can download from. This is the traditional package that you can download from their page. They have built them themselves. And here I don't have the fork option because that's why I'm adding the option. So you can see here how I am asking stuff. So I'm asking, let me see, I'm asking learn about this and that, explore this, and then modify as needed, that so that changes follow that contribution guides, and commit those changes. So when you do stuff here in OpenCode, the agents are not running behind the scenes, are running in here. And you can see, so shall show last 11 commit summaries. You can click and you can check what the tool or the agent, if you want, has done. So it doesn't run behind the scenes. You can see it here. You can see how it web fetch. You can check. You can see how it checks current branch. So this is cheat. So this is a bit advanced. But later on, when you have more experience on Python and so on, you will have to learn about hit because it's nice. It helps you to roll back if there are any errors or whatever. But for now, focus on hit and trying to use ChatGPT properly and so on. And then later on, you will have to learn hit because it's a great skill to have as a human. And this is patch. So you see which file from which directory is being patched, which are the line that it's removed. This is a line that it's been added. So what I tell you is that you see what this is doing. You can also, in theory, set up some agents and that work on their own conversations, but I haven't gotten to there yet. So for now, I'm just trying to fix OpenCode so that I can fork sessions because that's a thing that I do a lot. So now I'm going to move the traditional OpenCode off of the way, and I'm going to focus again to the new one. If you have more questions, go ahead and ask them. But for now, I'm going to focus on trying to make this thing, because the problem I have is this focus thing that it's not being highlighted properly, and I want to understand why is that. So let's put this thing over the other windows. So let me see. So I have two messages. I forked the second message. It is highlighted. From the just forked conversation, I fork the first message and it is not highlighted. So I go back to this one. So conversation with two message. Fork the first one. It is highlighted. And okay, so let's try and see how I can write this down so that the LLM understand this. I am finding a randomly bug about new forked conversations and not being selected, highlighted in the UI. It usually happens when the conversation, when the session, new session, these are not conversations but sessions. It usually happens when the session It usually happens when the session has only one first message and the assistant reply. But it also happens when the session has one first user message, one second assistant reply, one third user message, and a fourth assistant reply. It also happens, but not always. Okay, so okay, so I am finding a randomly bug about new fork sections not being selected highlighted in the UI. It usually, so none of the sessions are highlighted. It usually happens when the session has only one first message and the assistant reply. Wait a second. One first message and 1 second assistant reply. Okay. So let's see what this thing. Do I need to learn more programming languages? So that depends on what you actually want to do with your life and so on, or what do you want to focus on. For now, Python is a good language to start programming. So then there's this thing about if you use AI, it's not if you use AI, maybe you won't need to learn languages anymore. I don't think so. It's much better if you know how to program from scratch. But you should be using AI to help you understand your programming language, not to do your lesson for you. So okay, let's keep the conversation going on. And let's tell it that can you identify why that happens, fix it and commit it. So let's see what it does. So programming languages, you might want to learn Rust and Java. So Rust is a new language that it's supposed to so programming languages. So you've got Python, beginner, although you can do a lot of stuff with Python. You've got Java, so which it's useful in business, and then you've got Rust, which is the new C, and you also have SIG if you want, sort of the new C. Yeah, but it's up to you. It depends. So there's one paradigm that shifts. Okay, so before LLMs is I will use the language I master, I understand to write my project, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to start it. If a project needs a specific language that I do not master, I won't even begin it. Learning a new language might be painful and painstaking. I mean, it's not actually true, this thing, but this is what we have. So before LLMs, where the hell is this? Markdown. And after LLMs is I will use the language that I will use the programming language that it's more suitable for my project. I do not need to master that language because LLMs will assist me writing code. And that comes from a conversation from where the hell do I put this thing? So here, how to program in the LLM H 2026.md. So that's it. So this comes from a conversation from the OpenCode developer, which I don't remember the name. So OpenCode developer, Peter Steinberg. So Peter interview. So there's this interview here, which is from Lex Friedman. I'm going to show you. Here it is. Here it is. So this is the OpenCode. This is 491. This is the OpenCode interview. So this guy has done many stuff with an OpenCode, which is a tool that helps you manage a lot of agents. Okay, and here it is. Let me give some more. Here it is. Here's the guy. Okay, and let's go back to this thing here. So this guy in this interview, he says something similar to what I have written here. That before the LLMs, you have to have a language, to master a language, and after the LLMs, what you are going to first do is, okay, I have a project, which is the best language in order to be able to build the project, which is the language that it's going to suit more the project, because it's going to be easy in the development if I use a specific language. And now you don't need to master the language, but you need to program somehow, because otherwise. Yeah, so Cake. Hi Cake. We were explaining to Shift Tech some stuff regarding programming in the LLM H, and I'm going to try to. Hi Cake. I'm trying to improve OpenCode itself, and yeah, I'm trying to add the fork to a new session option. So yeah, look at that, fork to a new session. So this is the main OpenCode, which is help me improving this thing, and here it is. Let me read this up. So he has explored like 11 files, searching this and that. So it says, I found the root cause and fix it. The highlight state depends on the sidebar having the active session in its local session store. In the fork flow, we were navigating immediately after session fork, but we were not seeding the return fork session into the app store first. That creates arrays where the route points to the new session ID while the sidebar list doesn't know about it yet. So no row gets .active, appears not highlighted. So conversation make this more likely because updates arrive fast and timing is tighter. So what I change in this file, I added small seed helper that inserts updates the return fork session in sync session list, and called sits result data before navigating the fork action. Validation, run, type checking packages up successfully. I left your unrelated local change within ds touch and commit. I don't know if I like this change because let me see. So this is the so this is the original changes, which we are now going to take a look at. This is we want to have localized. This has failed, and this is the seed. Okay. So. Don't they have this same race? What's the race condition? Don't they have this same race condition in the TUI implementation? Maybe we should try to learn from there instead of writing our own helper. Or is it impossible to have there? Please explore the equivalent to implementation and please support so that you know what to do better. Let's see how this goes. So now it's going to be reading the TUI stuff, and let's find out how everything has been fixed in here. And the idea is that once we manage to do all of this, it's going to, great call. IDAC, this is TPT 5.3, so it's an OpenAI model. It's going to be sycophantic. Great call. I dug into the TUI fork implementation and actually confirms. Wait a moment, please. Okay, so we are back. Let's see what OpenCode tells us. Wait a minute. Here it is. So, great call. I dug into the 2e fork implementation and actually confirms your intuition about race conditions. What I found in 2i, the message level fork actions in 2i do the same basic flow. Call immediately do this. 2e has an explicit race condition comment and mitigation in start tap fork flow. It waits for sync status complete before handling session fork, specifically to avoid reconcile overrides newly forked session. So yes, race conditions are known in UI too. They are not impossible there. They are not okay. Why our app still need the seed helper? App sidebar highlight depends on the local sync versus list containing the target session row. In our flow, navigation could happen before that list included the fork session, causing no row to become active highlighted. Seeding the returned fork result before navigation is effectively the app side equivalent of making a state available before route UI resolution. Bottom line, we did not invent a workaround the context UI. We applied the same principle fix for app architecture. 2e has already raised arrangements in at least one fork path, keeping seed before this and that. Seed logic. If you want, next I can refactor that seed logic in the shared small helper. So for create, use one consistent path. Shared smalls, no. Session fork, yeah. Okay, so let's tell this thing. Let's tell this thing to duplicate this thing. Wait a minute. I want to copy the file name, not the file itself. So I might have copied this onto this thing here. Version 2PR. Duplicate this into this thing and add your findings about the race conditions and why you're adding a sit method. Let's go. So now, hopefully, this is going. So patch probably creates the same file that we have there. I duplicate. So you duplicate the stuff by just creating a file. Okay, it's a pity we cannot open this thing from here, but maybe in a future version. So, this is number 2, Smackdown. So, set return to intent. Race conditions findings. The app sidebar highlight depends on the active route ID matching a session already present in the local sync state. Without seeding, there is a race where route to navigation to the new fork ID can happen before this and that. This is not unique to app code. We are fork titles represents existing behavior. This is nice. Codex and anti-gravity are similar. So the Codex app, I know that it's quite similar to this one. And Anti-gravity, I have not tested it, but it's the same thing. It's what I explained before, that it's an app that you install inside of your computer and talks directly to the GPT model, and it can create files, modify files, run commands. So it's an agent if you want, but the term agent is a bit vague. And what happens when you talk to ChatGPT, you have the Google Chrome Firefox thing. So you have to download the stuff into your own computer, which is this picture here. And yeah, so they are similar. The only different thing is the source code. So Codex CLI has it. Codex CLI is open source, but Codex app, which is the graphical user interface, is not open source. OpenCode is open source. Both the TUI and both the what's the name? And both the graphical user interface, the app, which is what I'm trying to improve right now. So now what I'm going to do, which I'm going to do this thing manually, is to create seed fork sessions before navigation. I'm going to create here a new branch, which is going to be feature Electron message fork session B3. By the way, B3. So I'm going to cherry pick this thing into B3. Wait, I have an unstate changes. That yes, that's stupid. Where the hell? What the hell is that? I have the app opening here. Wait a second. If I go onto OpenCode and I open a terminal here, you can see where this binding thing that I don't know why this has been modified. So we are going to just restore this thing. I don't know why this has been modified, and that way we will be able to. Oh, look at that! It has detected some stuff around here. So right now we will be able to commit these changes here properly. So cherry pick onto version 3, cherry pick onto version 3, and cherry pick onto version 3. And now we can open a terminal so that this is easier to do. So you can see, if I go onto here, you can see that we have like 3 different commits. So we are going to rebase those 3 commits so they become a single commit. And we are doing this thing with cherry picks onto a new branch so that I can have the old history just in case I want that. So I'm going to pick the first one and I'm going to squash the 2 latest ones there. And let's use just this one here. And let's see how this goes. Rebase this and that. Okay, before going on, okay, before going on, we should test this thing. So I'm going to close this Electron-based OpenCode for now. And where the hell is this? So from DistroBox, which is in here, now I should be able to run the Tori dev let's run the Electron base for now. Let's see if it works as expected. Okay, so now we should get OpenCode open, and we're going to try to the fork stuff, and we should not get any race condition stuff in here. So hello world. So probably we have lost again the conversation. Why is that? I don't know. I don't know if that's suspected or not. So anyways, so explore the project. Explore the project. Let's do this thing. Plan. Do I have the latest version or something like that? I don't remember those colors like this. Let's change this thing into English. Here it is. So explore the project, and we're going to say explore the hello world.c in more detail, and that way we will be able to explore hello c in more detail. Okay, so now we're going to fork this thing and see how it goes. This and that, whatever. Okay, this is the hello world. Now let's do this. So if I fork this thing, it highlights this. So if I fork this one, it highlights this. We are no longer having this problem that that using the very first message didn't highlight this thing. So it seems like it's fixing the problem. Let's do like this. So explore the project, and just after it has explored, or maybe, yeah, maybe I can fork this thing for now. It works. Yeah, it works even if it's exploring the project. So probably we have fixed the race condition that did not highlight the thing properly. So let me see. Yeah, this is working as expected. So we can say that this is done properly. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm already logged in GitHub. That's right. So I can do a thing here. So let me add a let me so create an issue. It's create an issue aimed at adding the what's the fork to a new session, fork to a new session feature to OpenCode app, to Electron OpenCode app. This issue should be guided by OpenCode contribution guidelines. Save it onto what? Name of the latest commit non-verbatim issue dot file. Okay, hopefully it understands what I mean with that. Fork to a new session. Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, I'm missing testing the Tory one. Let's try to test the Tory one before sending the issue and the pull request. So hopefully this is good enough what we have done with all of this for the OpenCode guide. Otherwise, we will, yeah. So let's see how this goes. So sometimes with these versions I don't have the old conversations, but as I'm not sure where this is saved, so I'm not sure if we should care about that, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so let's fork this thing. Let's fork this one here. So we always have the highlight. So this is working as expected. So let me find out which is the name. Fork to new session. Fork to new. Wait a minute. Where the hell I'm writing this thing? In here. Fork to new session. Fork to new session. Create an issue and add the fork to new session feature to Electron Tory version 2. To OpenCode App. Okay, let's see if it understands what it needs to be doing. Get the latest commit summary for the file name, because right now, if I'm not mistaken, we are in feature version 3, and yeah, and we only have one of those versions. So I create the user draft, this and that, feed session issue. It follows OpenCode contribution expectation, concise scope, clear, accepted criteria, and specific specification steps. Okay, let me see what the hell has this generate exactly. So I should ask this to be MD so that they don't have to highlight manually. So summary, fit app, add fork to new session action from message timeline. OpenCode app should support forking directly from a specific user message into a new session, matching existing CLI to a behavior. Problem. In the app flow, users currently need to use session fork dialog clone to run from history. This is slower and less. Wait. Fork dialog command flow. This is lower and less discoverable than the message level action. Propose behavior. Add the message, this and that. On click on navigate, scopes, acceptance. Fork creates the verification. Acceptance. Fork creates a new session from the selected message. Prompt to state the scope of the new session, not the previous one. Type checks. Okay, if you want, I don't know, it's too much for me, but We will go with that and see how book request, feature request. Yeah, this is a feature request. So I have the title here, fit app. So add fork movement in OpenCode app. I mean, have I checked this has been, I don't know, create more. I mean, fork to new session. Look at this, March 23. So when you try to fork new session, this happens not. Wait a minute. What the hell is this? Is it using fork or what? Oh. So did they remove this thing? Linked pull request. That's very strange because it seems like this has been removed. So this one is open. Forking on Windows. Forking on Windows. So bug fix, new feature. So this worked before. OpenCode desktop. Should I use desktop instead of app? How are they supposed desktop? OpenCode desktop. Where is my thing? Where I in OpenCode desktop. Add the restart session command. Add duplicate session command to desktop. Coordination shell multi-count OpenAI support closed. Fork sessions, fork session from AI response. Store fork button feature was closed. So this is an issue. Closing in favor of. Okay. Wait a second. Closing in favor of 16 issues that cover the same request. Web session fork revert UI action is still missing in version despite the issue 1.3.15, and this version is 1.14 this thing and that. Fit add undo fork option on user messages. So this one is still open. The fork and revert environments. Undo fork message. Fit undo fork person which doesn't show in the prompt help folder. Undo aborts running session and reverse the message. Fork creates a new session branching. Both actions use a two-step confirmation. Show the current. I don't know. I mean, yes, it's here. Fix app forking on Windows. Fix an error when forking a message on Windows breaks the app. But this no longer works. Okay, yeah, I have verified hasn't been suggested before. I mean, this is compulsory, isn't it? To tick it. Yes, I have checked it. Let's create the issue. And now let's create the pull request. In order to do so, I need to push this current branch to my own fork, which I don't have yet. So let's fork this thing. Yeah, let's do it. So let's fork this thing. So let's fork it here for now. Let's fork everything, but that's how I work myself. I like to fork everything. Okay, so now I should be able to add this thing here. So it's something like, where the hell I am? It's something like, by the way, hit the status. There's this thing that did bindings thing. So if I fork this thing, I should do something like GitHub origin. Let's do like that, and yeah. So now I should be able to push into GitHub origin this thing here. Ban turbo type check. So apparently if you hit push something here, it's going to run a lot of stuff that I haven't asked it this thing to do. But yeah, go ahead and run commands in my computer without having my permission. Oh my god. Anyways, so now this feature, this issue might be existing. If you're so I'm going to do the pull request thing for now, and I will compare across forks, and the one that I want to be adding here is the, haven't I sent, what's the fork? Here it is. So create pull request. So closes this one here, which is my one commit. So let me double check. Okay, so this should link to my issue that I have just added in here. Type of change. This is a new feature, because I mean, what does this PR do? Provides. Wait a second. Yeah, I mean, I already have the PR locally, isn't it? it's in here. Let me copy this thing and let's try to type of change screenshots. Oh my god. This thing, so what let's see. So if you do not follow this template, your PR. Okay, so let's try not to add anything else, and we will. Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Help me fill this template for the new PR below, which this is a markdown, and save it as, and let's search this thing, which is version 3 PR thing, and save it as version 3 PR. Save it. I created. Yeah, you created that. I'm not sure if it's what I expected or not. How do you verify this and that? Why this works? Yeah. Let's remove the, if you don't follow this thing, this will be removed, because otherwise, I mean, so let's try to do this manually, or I'm going to check if this, what does this PR do? Okay. If you paste a large-scale AI generated description here, your PR might be ignored or closed. Okay, so this part I'm going to write it manually. Screenshots recording. Checklist. Okay, so yeah, let's remove this thing. Screenshot or recording. How did you verify the code works? Run ban install type check. No, it's forking. Yeah, this one here, we are going to do it like this. What does PR do? Okay, let's do this thing manually. So checklist. Description of the issue. Okay, so description of the issue. Fork to a new session. Fork to new session option was not present at fork to new session option was not present at the OpenCode desktop app. Fork to a new session option was not present at the desktop app. So yeah, why the changes work? That's a very good question. Huh. Cherry pick version 3 failed with complex? Wait a second. Cherry pick F50 into version 3 failed with complex? Or wait a second. Have I done something wrong? Hit diff feature Electron session version 2 with version 3. Okay, this is the right message here. So comparing, so I have added back the option thanks to OpenCode itself in the OpenAI ChatGPT 5.3 Codex. How do the options okay, let's close this thing here. Message path const fork. Yeah, why the hell those changes work? Regarding understanding why the changes work, well, it's my first time dealing with the OpenCode code base, so and also using AI dealing with OpenCode base. So let me explain to me why the code works in a human way and save it in a targeted at the human programmer and save it onto where the hell is this? And save it onto this thing explanation. patch thinking. Okay, let's open this thing app. The app now is posing already supported backability. The server already supports a focalization. Message action wiring is correct. Prompt restoration is scoped. Cdn fixes why this is aligned with the 16. Regarding understanding why the changes, well, it's made so. Regarding understanding why the changes work, well, it's my first time dealing with the OpenCode code base, so I'm a bit lost here in the regarding well, it's my so I'm a bit lost here. However, I will say that I have insisted that the changes follow community contribution guidelines, and that it should reuse or recreate GUI-based behavior as much as possible. So hopefully that has ended up in a better PR than a regular one-shot vibe coded PR. Ignore or closed. Yeah. If this is a UI change, please include the screenshot or recording. Let's do that. So let's do the screenshot so that where the hell is my tool for is a spectacle. Let's do the screenshot. So let's do like that. I don't like this thing for now. Let's maybe this one here, maybe this one here. So something like that. Fork to new session. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Not okay, now I have it. So I should be able to do something like this so that it shows the thing. So let's copy this thing because I think it's the easiest way of copying the message. So I just copy here and somehow it detects it. And now, so this is the new fork to new, the new fork, oh my god, the new fork to new session option. New fork, the new session option. New fork session, and how a new forked session is seen. So let me show it two, so maybe this one here, maybe another one it's a bit better. Okay, let's fork this. Yeah, so let's fork this in here, so exploring here, and now we have the new one, and I just going to do this screenshot. So let's save this, let's copy this thing, and let's put it in the Firefox thing. How a new fork session is seen. Checklist, I haven't included. Yeah, new feature closes this thing. Create allows edit by maintainers. Yeah, create pull request. Okay, so I have used this and that. So in additional to the regular template PR, I will say that I have tested Electron-based open desktop. What's the name here? OpenCode. I have tested Electron-based OpenCode in Debian 13 New Linux. I have tested Tori version 2 based, let's put it, OpenCode in Debian 13. I have not tested any Windows, or do they have Mac OS? I have not tested those. I have not tested neither this thing nor in Windows, Mac OS. Let me double check. Let me double check. Where the hell is this? Yeah, so downloads. There was an official page regarding it, so OpenCode download. Yeah, here it is. So Mac OS, yeah, so it's Mac OS and Windows. That's what it is. I have focused my testing on Electron-based OpenCode because someone said recently in one of the this branch is out of date with the main update branch. Because I have focused my testing because in one of the issues that this was the new beta app. I have also a video that documents how I have developed the video that documents how I've developed the feature. I mean, which is this one here. The feature. what was it's like this, isn't it? It's LLM background. I also have I also have a video that documents how I have developed the feature. Just in case the screenshots are not good enough. Okay, let's write this thing for now. Let's update the branch where this is can be is out of date. Okay, so let's update this thing. Now it's going to recheck all of this, and we will see how it goes. And now what I want to do is to go back to this issue and reply why it's different from this. But I need to pause a bit. But we're going to do that, and I will stop there. But I'm going to do this because they want me to clarify what's the difference. Okay, so I'll go ahead, but just a few minutes, please. Okay, I will have to clarify this stuff manually later on. So I have to end the stream. Hopefully I can do this in 2 hours time and it's not a problem. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me see if there is any comment. Do you teach programming or related to it? No, I don't. I just program myself, but I like to explain stuff online, or to like how to explain like a teacher. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.